Joe Fenlon, NYG Hoops Report. Today, March 23rd, I think the 10th or the 11th day of no sports on TV. I've been quarantined, I guess, in the house for about a week. Decided to bring you an all-rookie, all-city team. The qualifications, if you have to play a certain amount of games, I'd say at least 7 or 8 varsity games. This have to be your first year competing on the varsity level. So let's start off with the second team. The second team starts off with kid Saran. It's Saran Moschella from Staten Island Academy. She was one of the 5 starters. Really athletic kid, got to the rim. Really helped. Was a strong contributor to a strong 20-plus win team. My next player is another guard out of TMLA, the Mary Lewis Academy, Kayla Hopsin. She was like their 6th man. She was instant offense off the bench, always involved. Although 5'8", came up with a lot of key rebounds for him, played some at times, post up smaller guards, punished them. Really good scorer. What you hear is my son KJ in the background. He's ready for some daddy time. The third point guard was a kid, Lashia Mvlean. It came down to Lashia Mvlean or Shantae Myers out of Family Academy. A really strong backcourt, but I gave Lashia Mvlean the nod. She's a 2022. This is her first year actually playing. She didn't play last year. Inside, we have a Kiara Edwards from Brooklyn Law Tech. 6-foot, stronger kid, finishes around the rim, gets up and down, blocks some shots. As she develops a little more back to the basket, you'll start to hear more about her. To wrap up the second team, there's a kid up at Mott Haven, Harper, 6'2" kid, gets up and down, finishes at the rim. It's another name that you will be hearing from in the future. Now, the first team is headed by Kimora. God, I always mess up her name. Kimora Taylor. She plays at Grand Street, a 6'5" gazelle, gets up and down the court, averages double-double. I think about 12, 11 points a game, about 12 rebounds per game. I'm not even sure. A ton of blocks. Kid that flirts with a triple-double just about every time out. The second player is Grace Soundback, 5'10" guard out of Zaria, does a little bit of everything. First was known as more of a shooter, but now in high school, putting it on the floor, at times helping play the point, makes good decisions, effective scorer, high percentage, low volume on the shots. Another kid that I'm quite familiar with is Zaria Lewis out of Curtis in Staten Island. First year player for Curtis, jumped on the scene, made a splash in Staten Island. She averaged about, I think, 12 or 14 points per game, and for the playoffs, elevated her production. The fourth kid is a kid, Racky Kane, combo Draymond Green type guard, a stronger built, sturdy kid that plays on the ball, off the ball, play at the wing. She averaged about 14.6 rebounds, 2 assists for Grand Street. With her and Kimora, and I think they're getting another freshman next year, they're going to be like a load. The fifth player was, I don't really know how to pronounce this kid's name, the Christ the King point guard, Ainhoa Holzer. It's Ainhoa. This is her first year in America. She was one of the bright spots in the season this year for Christ the King. I heard they had a foreign kid. You got mixed reviews about her, but like on a year where they didn't look like a traditional Christ the King team. She looked like a Christ the King player of pass. Held her composure, held the team together. She was the extension of the coach on the court. She's a name that you should definitely be looking out for in the 2021 class. A nice seasoned point guard. And the Rookie of the Year, the All-City Rookie of the Year is Nicole Melious. She actually killed it, had a great year. Been watching the kid for a few years. I even had doubts. I didn't think, that she'd have this type of success early. But she killed it. She actually led the city in scoring every time you saw her. Like, there were trick defenses and gimmick defenses to try to stop her. I think that their team might have won 20-something games. The 2 of her losses out of the 3 or 4 came to South Shore, which is, everyone lost to South Shore just about. One of the other losses came to a really good Jersey team of, I think Brownbrook. Nicole's committed to Purdue already. She's a 23, 5'8", 5'9", tough guard. You can't get a flat-out shooter. Again, later in the week, I'll get some other stuff together. I'll create an all-city team, and I'll create all-borough teams. Stay tuned. Follow me on at NYG Hoops on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Stay safe.